Hey everyone, so today I wanted to try out some new drugstore and affordable makeup products and just kind of sit down and hang out with you and apply the products on camera. I have used a couple of these products a few times. I did a haul video, I think last week, where I swatched the products. So if you want to see swatches and my initial thoughts, I'll link that video below, but I wanted to actually try them out and see how they wear and apply. I'm going to start with this. It is the Lottie London Oil Slick Nourishing Lip Oil. This one is in watermelon sugar. It smells so good if you like watermelon scented products. It's very, very lightweight. This one doesn't really have any pigment to it, so if you do prefer like a clear lip oil with like a watermelon scent, I think you'll really enjoy it. I just apply this in the morning when I'm getting ready just to kind of prep my lips for later on. So I'm going to kick off the complexion with this product. It is the e.l.f. Suntouchable Whoa Glow Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Sunscreen. I have used this a few times and I really like it. It's such a good glowy base. They kind of market it as like sun protection and a makeup primer all in one. And I do love a good glowy SPF, but I feel like sometimes they can be a little bit too glowy and almost over the top. This one is nice. I mean, it definitely gives you a glow. You can see it as it's going on, but it has a really smooth texture to it. Like, it's not overly slippery. So when I wear foundation on top, it doesn't feel like my foundation is melting off. Also, because I do tend to reach for more matte based products overall, I feel like this formula just balances them out so nicely, and it just looks really, really healthy, very even, really smooth. It just doesn't feel like you're really applying a typical sunscreen. It feels like you're applying like a glowy moisturizer, but you are getting the sun protection, and again, I feel like it just wears well under makeup. So as you can see, it definitely gave my skin a glow. Makeup just wears really nicely on top, except for this product. So I was going to use this in today's video. It is the NYX Bare With Me Blur, but this product combined with the e.l.f. sunscreen, the combo is just off. This is such like a tricky formula. I did do a review on this. If you want to hear my thoughts, I'll link it below, but I feel like this does not look great on top of the Whoa Glow, and this is the only product where I've found that to be the case. I thought it would be the perfect combo because this is like a true matte finish, so I figured the glowy base would kind of even it out. But for some reason, it doesn't sit well on top of this product. It makes my skin look really textured, which is weird because normally it makes my skin look really smooth. I like this product, but I feel like you have to have like the exact right base, the exact right setting powder, and even then, it might not be the best. Like, I know a lot of people think it looks cakey, too dry, really heavy. So I enjoy it, but I feel like it has to be like the perfect circumstance, and sometimes like, who has the time to worry about that when you're throwing your makeup on? I am going to use my go-to foundation because I am testing out a new powder, so I want to make sure I can tell how the powder wears, and if I'm using a new foundation, I won't really be able to. I do have a new foundation to try, but it's a high-end foundation, so I'll use that in an upcoming video. It's the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. I'm really excited about that. But anyway, this is the Catrice True Skin. I have the shade 030 Neutral Sand. I'm actually in the process of like re-wearing all of the foundations in my collection. I don't actually have a ton of foundations in my collection, but I usually wear this one. So I wanted to go through and kind of rewear all of the ones I own to see if I still like them, because otherwise I don't know why I'm hanging on to all of them. I feel like everyone has makeup categories where they want to have multiple options. So maybe it's blush, maybe it's eyeshadow, maybe it's lip gloss, maybe it's all three. For me, the makeup category where I don't feel the need to have like multiple options, or I guess more than just a few, would probably be foundation. Once I get through them, maybe I'll do a video just kind of sharing my thoughts on all of them and just kind of talking about where I'm at. I also feel like, I don't know, over the years, my skin has changed a little bit, my preferences have changed, so I don't know that all of the foundations in my collection are really ideal for where I'm at right now. Anyway, look how pretty this foundation looks on top of the e.l.f. sunscreen. It looks so good. And I always say this, and I don't know if I'm just being overly repetitive, but I feel like the key with finding a good sunscreen that you're actually going to want to apply every day is finding one that you like to apply. Like, it has to look good on its own. It has to look good under makeup. The formula needs to work well with your skin type. And I've really been enjoying this one. I feel like it is such a good formula. Like, I want to apply it every day. So that for me is key, because obviously the main goal with sunscreen is protecting your skin. But it is nice when there are other added benefits, like it allows your makeup to go on nicely, it gives your skin a beautiful glow. So for concealer, I'm just using the Makeup Revolution IRL filter. I have the shade C6. I've already talked about this on my channel. It is a newer product, but I think I know I did another video where I was testing new makeup, and then I did like a follow-up review on this. But I've been enjoying this concealer. It's just very, very lightweight, Very smooth, easy to blend out. I feel like it wears well. I feel like I've heard pretty good things about this in general, and I know not everyone felt they didn't really love the foundation. And if you didn't like the foundation, I still think you could enjoy this because the formulas are different. This is maybe a little bit more hydrating than the foundation. It also feels a little bit more lightweight on the skin. Like I said, I do have a new powder. This is the CoverGirl Clean Invisible Powder. I have the shade 105 Translucent Fair. So first of all, I don't know that I love this packaging. The lid itself doesn't actually screw on. It kind of pops off, but there's not like a lid that closes over this. So I just feel like it gets messy very quickly. I haven't even used it. I literally just took the sticker off and then I was kind of moving it around and I realized that it was kind of making a mess. So just something to be aware of if you don't like messy powder. I am going to be using a brush to set my under eye concealer into place. I just thought maybe I would do something a little bit softer than using a puff today. By the way, I'll list all of the brushes that I'm using in the description box below in case you are curious about them. I always forget to actually name them, and honestly, I have the most random assortment of brushes. I feel like half of them aren't even available anymore. I really want to go through and just kind of declutter the brushes and just have like a core group of brushes I love, because I feel like over the years I've just accumulated so many. You know what, I'm just going to go right over my eye with this product as well, just to kind of set the foundation into place. Okay, this looks really smooth on the skin. I like it. I feel like this shade works well for me. You know, I love that new Milani powder so much, but it's a little bit too dark for me. It definitely has like a peachy, orangey tint to it, and I feel like it just darkens my concealer a lot. So I love it. I use it because it is so smoothing and so lightweight, but I do feel like you can see a difference between my under eyes and the rest of my face. I feel like maybe it'll be fine during the summertime once I get a little bit of a tan, but honestly, I don't really tan that much. We were just on vacation this past week and I just ended up with more freckles. Even though I wore a hat the entire time, SPF, I don't tan, I just get a million freckles. I don't have a new bronzer, so I'm going to be using this one. It is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. I don't know. I don't feel like 2023 is going to be like the year of new bronzers. Oh, I put way too much on this brush. But even if we do see a lot of bronzer launches, I'm not really planning on buying too many. I feel like I'm really happy with the ones I have. They're doing a great job. And I'm definitely on a cream bronzer kick. I just don't typically reach for powder bronzer as much these days. I'm going to come back and do blush because I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go with my eye look, and I feel like that will impact which blush I go with. I'm just going to apply some brow gel first. This is the Oma by Sharon C 1 and Done 2-in-1 Brow Styler. This one is in the shade 05. Actually, this one is brand new, so the formula is still very wet, and I feel like because of that I can tend to go overboard a little bit. So I'm just going to wipe some off and comb this through the brows and then give it a chance to dry while I start on the eyes. I love the brush on this because it is so precise and I feel like it just does such a good job at distributing the product well. But like I said, when it's brand new, it's so wet, so I feel like I can apply too much easily. Okay, I'm going to give that a second to dry and then I'll go in and touch up the brows. For eyeshadow, I'm going to be using these new LA Girl 4Play quads. I have two different ones. I might just end up using a combination of the two. So this one is Seduce. I did a drugstore haul last week and I swatched everything, pretty much everything I'm talking about in today's video and some other products. So if you want to see that video, I'll link it below. I'm just going to start with this lightest shade right here. But these swatched really nicely, so I'm curious to see how they apply. I do like LA Girl eyeshadows. I got a palette during the summertime that was really nice, and I've tried some of their larger palettes, some of their more colorful options, but I like the idea of a smaller palette these days. Day to day, I'm not usually doing anything too intense with my eyeshadow, although I do feel like I've been playing around with some different looks lately, but I feel like when I'm in a hurry and I just want to do eyeshadow, but I don't necessarily want to sit there and have to like pair colors together, a quad is so nice because you just get typically you get 4 coordinating eyeshadows. This is going on really nicely. It's very smooth, which is typically my experience with LA Girl eyeshadows, but I feel like this one looks extra smooth on the eyes. So I'm just going to blend this into the crease, and then of course I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, that was really smooth. I am going to take a little bit of this darker shadow. I almost wish this was just like slightly lighter. I feel like there's such a drastic difference between these two matte shadows, but I'll see if I can use a light hand. So I'm just going to take, you know what, I'll just use the same brush. And then I'm just going to blend this in the outer corner. Oh, that is dark. I was going to say it's not a black shadow, but it's like a charcoal brown. Is it black? I don't think so. It's like a soft black or like a very, very deep brown. So again, I almost wish there was just like a little bit of a lighter shade, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really going for like a full-on smoky look today, but I guess we're going for it. I'm just going to go back in with that first shade and really blend out the edges. I don't want anything too intense, but I usually do like to create a little bit more depth in the outer corner. But these are going on really nicely, really smooth. These were very affordable, definitely under $10. I feel like that was almost too good to be true. I'm kind of nervous to do the other side because I don't know if I'll get the same effect, but we'll just apply a little bit in the outer corner over here too. I want to use all of the shades in here, so I'm going to start with this brown and then I'll end up going in with a little bit of the gold on top. Let me just, okay, this is very, very smooth. Wow, this is probably going to be one of my favorite LA Girl palettes. Everything's just going on so nicely. I like that it's just kind of like a staple neutral quad. If you want something really soft, you could just go in with that lighter shade, but that darker shade blended out so well. So now I'm glad they included it because you could do something a little bit softer, or you could definitely build that up. Like that is an intense shadow. So it just seems like a nice kind of smoky quad. Okay, before I do the other eye, I'm just going to take that gold and just kind of like tap it right on the center. Wow, this is so pretty. I'm pretty sure they had more colorful quads too, but I just chose like two of the more neutral ones. The other one I got is pretty neutral, but there is like a green in there as well. But I really wanted to test this one out. So I'm just going to tap this all over. It looks gorgeous. There is a little bit of fallout with that gold shade. You could definitely see it on this side especially. So maybe do your eyes before your face. It's not too intense. And if you're someone who likes to apply eyeshadow with a brush, you could just wet your brush ahead of time. But wow, I really like this. I think the colors are so pretty. I feel like sometimes it can be hard to find, you know, I'm just going to do my lower lash line with this shade. I feel like sometimes it can be hard to find neutral quads, neutral palettes that are not overly warm toned. I mean, these days there are a lot of great cool toned options as well, but I usually like something that kind of falls in the middle, and I feel like this one definitely achieves that. So I love it. It applied so nicely. For eyeliner, I do have two new LA Girl eyeliners too. I don't know if this is going to work with this look. This is the Stellar Ink Foil Eyeliner. I have two shades. So I have Sunbeam, and then I also have Stardust, which is a little bit more coppery. Sunbeam is a gold. This looks gorgeous when you swatch it, but I don't know if like this is going to blend in with the metallic all over the lid. I'll try it. I feel like maybe the most ideal way to wear this would be to have like a fully matte eye look and then just have a pop of metallic liner. That would be really pretty. I don't know, it almost looks brown on the eyes. Like I definitely don't think I'm getting the same effect since I did layer it on top of metallic liners. So again, I think this might be more ideal if you just have like a fully matte eyeshadow look or no eyeshadow at all. Before I apply mascara, I'm just going to be using the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen to just kind of define the brows a little bit more. For the lower lash line, I'm just using the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Dirty Talk, which is just like a really pretty gold. So I'm just going to apply that to my waterline before I go in with mascara. And I feel like this just adds a really pretty pop to the waterline. If you're not a fan of like a nude or a white in the waterline, definitely try like a gold or even any other metallic shade. This one and then also their cream gel liner in the shade Get Paid are like my two favorites for the waterline because they brighten up the eyes, but they also add like a fun metallic pop. I do have two different mascaras I'm going to try out. So I did pick up the new Flower Beauty Dream Warrior Volumizing Mascara. I love the Flower Beauty Warrior Princess Mascara, the one that comes in like a pink tube. So I'm curious to try this one out. I don't have the packaging anymore, so I just want to go on Ulta's website to see what they say because I want to make sure I have the correct expectations for it. It's a cloud-like fluffy formula infused with Cloud Boost technology to uplift your lashes. So I'm assuming this one is going to be a little bit more natural and just kind of give my eyes an open lifted look. I'm expecting a little bit of volume out of this, but nothing too intense. Okay, you know how you can just tell as soon as you apply mascara if you like it or not? I feel like I'm going to like this one, but we'll see. I feel like it's grabbing onto every lash already. Wow, I'm already a fan. I can just tell. Maybe because my expectations were that it was going to be a little bit more natural, but wow, it is giving me volume and length and it's lifting the lashes really, really well. I love this wand. I just got some in my eye, but it's not an overly wet formula. It's not dry. It's just the perfect formula, and that combined with the brush is just allowing this product to go on so nicely. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit more. I feel like it did a really, really great job. I'll do the bottom lashes in a minute, but there is volume, there's length, they're lifted, they're separated. I am definitely a fan of this one. So I don't know if the other one's going to be able to compare it, but I still want to test it out. It's the LA Girl Lift Off Mascara. So some of you guys told me this one's actually a tubing mascara. It's supposed to thicken lashes without clumping and also keep your lashes soft and lifted, and then it removes with warm water. So I'll keep you posted. I'll actually I'll pin a comment below letting you know how this product, how both the mascaras wear and how they come off. This wand is very little, and the formula feels really wet. So I don't know, we'll see how this one applies. It's definitely a wet formula. I feel like I'm going to have to be careful with this one just so I don't make a giant mess. But I don't know, initially this one's going on really nicely too. That one is definitely stretching my lashes pretty well so far. I do, again, feel like I'm going to be able to build this one up. Like it feels like it would layer nicely on itself. Okay, one coat in, and this one is looking very dramatic already, especially for a tubing mascara. I don't know, I've had such extreme differences. I've had such different experiences with tubing mascaras. Sometimes they're really dramatic, sometimes they're very, very subtle. I'm shocked. These mascaras both look so good. I need to go in and kind of clean this one up. This one I feel like has a tendency to get a little bit clumpy and it looks a little bit messy, but you can also get a ton of volume and length with this one, and it can definitely be built up. This one has a lot of volume and length, but it separates the lashes, so I think I like how this side looks better. Again, let me just let it dry and clean it up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I cleaned up the eyes and then a little bit of fallout on my face as well. But wow, these mascaras look so good. I feel like this one, especially, like my lashes look so good. They look thick and voluminous and they're separated and lifted. I think I like this side better. I mean, this one did a good job too, but now that I'm looking at them side by side, I'm really impressed with the Flower Beauty one. It also did a really good job on the bottom lashes. We'll see how they wear. I feel like that is a really important part of whether or not a mascara is good. If the mascara wears well, if it flakes or smudges, but I'll keep you posted. I'll pin a comment below updating you on these and then a couple of other products as well. For blush, I do want to use one of the new Essence baked blushes. These are the Pure Nude baked blushes. I have two shades here. So I've been using this one in Pretty Peach quite a bit. I actually brought this with me when we went out of town, and it was my only blush. I think I had a cream blush too, but I only wore this one. It's a gorgeous color, but mine is looking rough already. So I did have it in my makeup bag. It was kind of rolling around in there. The label has worn off quite a bit, and like, listen to this. It sounds like it's about to fall out. So the packaging isn't the greatest. These are very, very affordable. And honestly, if I'm just using them at home, that probably won't happen. Wait, is the latch? This happens with all of my Essence powder products. Like this part right here ends up breaking every single time. So I don't know that these will be the most ideal for travel. We did fly, so I feel like my bag, it didn't get like tossed around, but you know, when you fly, sometimes products aren't just like in there that well. Anyway, all of that to say, the packaging isn't the greatest, but I love the shade. I love the formula so much. It's just so lightweight, so pretty on the skin. I want to try this shade today. This one is Goldy Cassis. I was actually most excited about this shade, but I haven't worn it yet just because I felt like the other shade would go with a lot of my makeup looks. This one's kind of purpley in the pan. On the cheeks, it's actually kind of pulling a little bit pink toned. This one definitely has a glow to it. So when I did my haul video and I swatched them, I said they didn't really look shimmery, but then when I looked closer in the pan, after some of you guys said yours were shimmery, I could see a little bit of shimmer. The shade Pretty Peach doesn't really end up looking super shimmery on my cheeks. It definitely has like a little bit of a satin finish, but this one I would say is much more glowy. I do like it. I like this formula. This one is more glowy than the peach one, but they're just very light, very soft. I feel like you can build them up. I mean, this one definitely has more pigment than the peach one, so I like it. I am on like a cream blush kick, but like I said, I've been using this peach one for like almost 2 weeks at this point, and I just like it because it's very light, really soft and natural. For the lips, I do want to use the Flower Beauty Plump Up Gloss Stick. I have two shades, so I've tested both of these. I have, where's the name on these? It's on the top. So I have Toasty, and then I also have Fiery. Fiery actually has more pigment than I was originally thinking. So I thought these could be a really good alternative to the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips, but they are a little bit different. The Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips have more of a sheer finish, and I would say they have more gloss, more shine to them. These almost feel like a glossy lip balm, but I would say they have a little bit more color to them. So let me just line my lips. This is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF. They have very similar packaging to Tarte. You just click up the bottom and then you apply them. My camera just cut out, but I do really like them. This looks and feels more like a glossy lipstick, and I would say the Tarte products just feel basically like a gloss. One thing I wanted to mention is some of you guys told me these actually come with like half the amount of product as the Tarte products. They're half the price, but you get half the product. So if you're someone who uses up lip products fully, I think that will make a difference. If you're like me and you don't ever really make it through an entire lip product, that probably won't make a big difference to you, but it is something I wanted to mention. If you're looking for like the best deal in terms of value, you might want to let that influence your decision. That being said, Flower Beauty does go on sale. I mean, they're available at CVS, they're at Ulta, so if you can get these on sale, you'll get a better deal. But if you are someone who uses up your lip products fully, or you're looking for the best deal, like price per ounce, definitely take that into consideration. But again, the formulas are different. These have more pigment for sure. Okay, so let me share my thoughts on the new products I tested out today. I love this LA Girl palette so much. I think the colors are gorgeous. I love the way the look came together. Everything went on flawlessly. The packaging is beautiful. It's very affordable. The only con is the fact that this one has a little bit of fallout, but you could just do your eyes first and then wipe it away. But I absolutely love it. I think it is gorgeous. I don't think I got a good feel for the metallic liners. I think the most ideal way to use these would be with no eyeshadow or matte eyeshadow. So this could really pop. If you're going to wear a lot of shimmers or metallics, or if you do wear a lot of shimmers and metallics like me, this might not be ideal to have in your collection. I think they do have some deeper shades which might show up a little bit better, but these are the one I used today, Sunbeam, basically blended right into my eyeshadow. So I'm going to test these on a different day when I'm not wearing shimmer shadow, and I'll come back and keep you updated. But I do tend to wear shimmer most days, so I don't know that these will be a must-have for me. Okay, I don't think I like this CoverGirl powder. I was looking at my makeup in the mirror, it looks kind of heavy, a little bit cakey. And I mean, it's been a little while since I've done my foundation and set it in place with powder, but it's also looking a little bit oily. So this went on nicely initially, but I don't think it's going to be a great option to lock your makeup into place. And if you have oily skin or combo skin like me these days, you probably will end up looking a little bit oily sooner rather than later. Also, like I said, it just kind of looks like cakey in certain areas. Like there's a lot of, you can see a lot of the texture right in this area. Around here looks kind of cakey. My chin doesn't look great. It's definitely due to this because I use like my favorite foundation of all time. I've used this e.l.f. sunscreen with that product before, or with that foundation, and there's never been an issue. So it's definitely the powder. I'm just not a fan. I feel like it is making my skin look pretty textured. So I would personally skip over the CoverGirl powder. There are so many good powders these days that I feel like it really has to be a standout product. And also the packaging is just not good. It's going to make a complete mess. I really like the way both mascaras went on, but this Flower Beauty one really blew me away. So I am so excited to see how it wears. I hope it wears well because I feel like it could be an absolute staple for me. And the LA Girl one went on nicely too, but not quite as nicely as the Flower Beauty one. But if it is a true tubing mascara, I'm impressed by it. I don't have a ton of luck with tubing mascaras. I feel like they can almost be a little bit too subtle. So I'm definitely curious to see if it removes easily. And again, I'll update you in a pinned comment. And then I have been enjoying these Flower Beauty lipsticks as well. I think there were a few other new products I used, but that's pretty much it for like the brand new products. So overall, a really good experience. I think these products are really nice. I'll come back and update you in a few weeks once I've had the chance to use them multiple times and in combination with other products as well, and I'll let you guys know what I think. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out another video of me testing out some new drugstore products, I'll link it on the screen for you. Otherwise, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.